Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Zero Kurasagi here, back with another video, and today I got something special for you. This is my favorite game of all time. If you do not know me, Final Fantasy Tactics is my favorite game of all time. So they came out with this new Ivalice collection, and of course, I've already made a video on this, but I decided I'll do an update. So this is my updated generics character build. I have all of the, I've beaten the game. I have all the characters unlocked, even like the guest characters, but I typically don't like to use guest characters in my game. So this isn't about them. Let's start with Ramza. I wanted to make him as close to a Viper as possible. So I have this set called Viper. He has on the Blood Sword. So the Blood Sword is making to where he heals HP when he attacks. So whenever he hits something, the actual damage that he does is how much damage he will heal. Because my stats are so ridiculous, I'm healing for at least like 5, maybe 600 a hit, and then hitting them with the Excalibur after that. If you don't want to do that, you can also just go for the best weapon in the game and just use the Chaos Blade, because the Chaos Blade gives you regen and you can get passive healing that way. And this also does more damage, but because my attack stat is so high, it doesn't really matter for me. That's a whole nother thing, how to change your character's growth with the de-leveling and re-leveling thing. So for those who don't know, I'll make it quick. There's probably videos, I'm not going to really talk about it. If you go to the desert, there's a spot in the desert that if you land on it, it activates a trap, it de-levels you. The idea of the game is whatever class you're in as you're leveling or de-leveling has a certain stat range of growth that you get. You want to de-level on classes that have very poor growth rate on certain stats, and then level up in classes that have high growth rate in certain stats. This is why his magic is not that good, but his attack is at the max. But I'll probably put something in the description, a little graph to help you understand how that works. That being said, this is why I'm using the Blood Sword, because my attack stat is so high. The actual 8 attack for the weapon doesn't really matter to me. Excalibur is giving us haste, and it's also giving us Absorb Holy. That's actually important. Ribbon, this is the best head item in the game. It gives you immunity to, I think, every status element, I think, that you can possibly run into. So pretty much status immunity. We have Mirror Mill. You can take this off. This just gives you reflect, so no one will try to even cast anything on me, because if they do, it will be reflected anyways. But this way I can avoid casters trying to cast things on me. And then we have this perfume, which is giving me Protect and Shell. So if I do get hit by some spell, like I think you can't reflect summons, and there's like some special attacks that you can't reflect. I'm still Shell and Protect, so I'm not going to take much damage. I have max HP. I have healing, immunity to most status elements, haste, reflect. This build is broken. Like, Ramza is untouchable. Obviously, I decided to go with his default class, which is the Squire, but if you see Galliot Knight, that sounds weird to you. Sorry, spoilers. At a certain point in the game, his Squire class becomes the Galliot Knight class, and it doesn't give him anything new outside of Shout, which is not new. That was in the previous game, but they just changed the name. So it's just like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really do anything to change the name from Squire to Galliot Knight, but it's like whatever. So yeah, there's that. I went for Jump, because I'm very fast, and jump scales off of your speed stat. So the higher your speed, the shorter this takes for you to come down. So by being able to spam skills like Shout, which is increasing your speed and physical attack and magical attack, this makes jump faster. So I'm able to jump pretty much anywhere on the map, And this is my ranged attack option. So I can jump on anything on the map and it pretty much happens instantly. It's broken. Shiraidori, you pretty much don't have to worry about physical attacks at all. I'm dodging everything. Dual wield so that we can put on both of these swords. And then move 3 for the movement option. My boy is broken. He is beyond broken. Looking at my other builds, this is my de-leveling build. I usually de-level on Bard, but you can see pretty much what I choose to use. You have to have teleport. Well, you don't have to have teleport. It's more efficient to have teleport so that you can de-level every turn instead of every other turn. Then this is my leveling build. I decided to level on Ninja. You can level on Monk for physical attackers and Black Mage for spellcasters. That's pretty much the easiest way I can kind of put it. If you want to go for physical attack, Monk. If you want to go for magic attack, Black Mage. But ninjas have the highest speed growth, and I wanted more speed so that I can utilize jump. So I leveled him on Ninja. And that's Ramza. Moving on. And this build can pretty much work on any Squire class. It just probably won't be as good if you don't max out your stats. Next, I have Des. She is our dancer. I just wanted her to be as evasive as possible and just be able to dance and nobody to touch her. So we have on the best cloth that I could find to give her plus 50 on the weapon parry. She has the ribbon, so she has immunity to most status elements. The rubber suit is just good HP because her HP is very low. Immunity to lightning is kind of just a plus. The cloak, so she has that cloak evasion of 40% on physical and 30% on magic. Dancing, pretty much the go-to dance moves is the Forbidden Dance and the Slow Dance. I wouldn't really use any of the other ones. Forbidden Dance, you want to try to turn people into toads. Slow Dance is to make it to where they're so slow that they don't act. And then I gave her item and throw item. So pretty much the idea is to have her do a dance, and then she has teleport. So she can teleport around the field. Then she also has vanish. So if she receive a physical attack, something as simple as throw rock, even if she does not receive damage, such if the skill was parried or evaded, this will trigger vanish. So then she will just become invisible, but she'll still be dancing. So at that point, she is dancing and she's completely invisible, so the enemies won't target her. So she will just be forever dancing. If things were to go awry, she still has the ability to teleport and throw like a revive item, like a Phoenix down, or whatever is necessary at the time, so she can still support from the shadows that way. And this is how I decided to make this dancer class. Next character, we have Wiggy. He's our ninja, but he is really a monk in disguise. So this is our ninja brawler. Obviously you have to have brawler. If you're going brawler, this will boost the damage of martial arts. So martial arts, well, not just the damage, but I think all the skills will actually be stronger. So you'll heal more from chakra and stuff like that if you have brawler on, or you have to be a monk because monk has brawler innate built into the class. The throw you really don't use because you have martial arts. So we have this just to give him +2 on physical attack. This is giving him absorb earth. So this is making it to where it not only absorbs earth attacks. So if you have a monk that tries to use shockwave on you, because this is a earth based attack, it also boosts earth, so it boosts his shockwave attack. So his shockwave attack does more damage. And this perfume is going to be on probably majority of the rest of the cast. This gives them permanent haste. And I think they start off the battle invis. So you start off invisible with permanent haste, and you're just able to just run to wherever and deal with whoever without them even knowing you're about to deal with them. I have this shit on almost everybody. I don't have it on her because she can turn herself invisible, and haste doesn't really help because the way dancing work, it just happens like it's a cast. So her acting more doesn't make the dance come out faster. So haste is not really useful for this build. Ramza has haste through the Excalibur, so that's why he doesn't have it on. Again, these are kind of interchangeable. If you want to put on the Maximilian to give you more HP, but I didn't really need the HP, so I just did the reflect. Why am I going back? Anyways, Wiggy. Movement 3, Shirai self-explanatory. This is my Ninja Monk Wiggy. Then we have Mercurius. He's our orator, and he's got a gun. So this was a very interesting build. It scales off of faith, so you want your faith to be as high as possible to do more damage, and of course equip the best elemental gun you can get. You're sadly not going to get elemental guns until the end of the game, starting with ice, then you'll get fire, and then lightning very, very late in the game. Of course, I'm going for as fast as possible, more speed. The black robe is boosting his elemental damage, so it's boosting lightning, so this will do more damage because of the boost. And then we gave him the haste and the permanent invis. He has teleport, so he does not have to worry about terrain. He could teleport to the top of a building and just start raining shots on any and everybody. Magic boost actually does boost the damage of his elemental gun. There are not a lot of things that boost the damage of elemental gun. I think your actual magic attack does not make this do more damage, which is kind of sad. Shiraidori, as to not worry about physical attacks. And aim, this is another skill that surprisingly boosts the damage of the gun. So him being able to aim, he charges the shot and it does more damage. Speechcraft, you know what orator does. It does basic orator stuff. You want to turn people into chickens, you can do that, or you can just shoot them with a gun. You know, whatever you want to do. This is pretty good. I think I had first strike at first instead of Shiraidori, so that if you were attacked by anybody that I think wasn't magic, any physical base attack, bow, arrow, gun, sword, spear, you would proc this and your attack would shoot first. So you would shoot them instead of them attacking you, and it would completely cancel out their turn. Like if someone were to try to shoot you with a bow, you would strike first, shoot them with the gun, and then their attack would just be canceled. But it was kind of unreliable because it was so specific in the way it works. So I just decided to just go Shiraidori, so I don't have to worry about physical attacks. Next, Terio is our physical samurai. I wanted samurai to be good. Sadly, the skills scale off of magic, and the samurai swords breaking make it to where like the last two swords, you pretty much never use them. You never use the actual skill because you only get like, I think there's only one of this sword in the game, and there might be two of this in the game. So it's like you don't want to use it and then it breaks and then you can never use that skill again. Like it's just, you can't use that skill again, it's gone. So I didn't really want to rely on that. So I just wanted to do physical attack. So we're just going for highest physical attack. Double hand is amazing. If you did not know that double hand was amazing, you thought dual wield was good. No, double hand is amazing. It does a lot of damage. We are of course rocking Shiraidori. We have fundamentals so that he can focus to boost his physical attack on turns where he's not just attacking. So as he encloses on the enemy, he focuses and then he attacks and does a shit ton of damage. Armors, helmet, I just went for whatever gives the most HP. The robe, on the other hand, because this gives him physical attack, magical attack, impermanent shell, and protect, I gave him the Lordy robe. He doesn't really need the magical attack, but if he does the samurai skills, hey, it's more boosted. Of the samurai skills, I think the one that gives you shell, protect, the one that heals and the one that haste / regen. Those are good ones to use. That doesn't really matter. Again, I don't have to use those because this robe is giving me protect shell, and this item is giving me permanent haste and invis. So I actually don't have to use those skills at all. Triadori, move 3, self-exclamatory. This is my physical attack samurai. Next, Ilio, Safima monk. I mean, same thing that we did with Wiggy, our ninja, but this is just the monk build. So with monk, instead you go for dual wield, so they will punch twice. They already have brawler innate built into their class. So with that, you can go with fundamentals so that you can focus on turns where you're not attacking. You still have Shiradori, but because this character is female, they can only get moved 2. But one thing they did do, they buffed the monk class by allowing them to actually put on some of these headgears. I don't remember being able to have headgear on for monk in previous games. I thought they were like the only class that could not wear headpieces, I think, except females. But they changed that. Males can also wear these specific headpieces that give you immunity to status elements. So that being said, hey, throw on a ribbon, immune to most status elements. Give your Gaia gear so that it buffs your element, your earth element. So when you shockwave, it does more damage. Permanent haste, permanent invis, so you can start off the battle however the hell you want. And that's monk. Sukido. Or as he would say, what is it, Lord God Sukido? I think I even put that, and it's his build name, yeah, because he's fucking stupid. But anyways, Sukido, we decided to go with the white mage because he is the ultimate healer, but the healer that can also attack. We went for the Zeus because it's just giving him the highest attack and magic attack. This robe is giving you speed and magic attack. You can go for the one that just gives you +2 magic if you want, but I feel like this class does suffer at speed, so just that one extra speed helps them to go a little bit faster, which is really good. Chameleon robe, this gives you absorb holy and immunity to KO. And we have the Japamala, which is boosting all elements and also giving immunity to poison, toad, vampire, and undead. Now, white mage, right? Cool white mage skills. We don't use none of that. We just use arithmetic. If you know how this class works, it's probably one of the most broken classes of the game, and it is pretty much your in-game spellcaster. If you want to use this class, you have to go into every caster and learn every caster skill in the game. So everything except summoner. You don't have to go into summoner, but you have to go into white mage, black mage, time mage, and mystic. And then that makes it to where you have the ability to use certain skills, not all of the skills, but most skills under arithmetic that activates immediately and can even like hit everybody on the field at once. It's broken. It's broken. So the idea is, being a white mage, I want this person to use holy. Well, their holy magic is boosted with the Japa, and then they have absorb holy. So if they hit themselves, they don't die, and instead they heal. So this makes it to where arithmetic, which would usually use a skill to hit everybody on the field, hits everybody in the field, but it heals the person who's actually using it, so they don't die. We have mana shield, so if you are hit, it will target your MP before it reduces your HP. And because of that, we put on mana front, so when he moves, he recovers MP. So say they did an attack that would have killed you, it attacked your MP instead. On your turn, you move one step, you recover like 15 MP or something like that. If they attack you again, they have to delete your MP bar first. So they have to bring it down to 0. So as long as you move before you get attacked, you can never die. because they, even though you only have 15 MP and they attack you for like 200 damage, it's still going to do 15 damage because your MP just dropped to 0. If you get hit again while your MP is at 0, then you will take damage to your HP. But yeah, that's why we do Mana Shield with Mana Front. Again, all these reaction skills, you need to have Bravery, so make sure your Bravery is high. And then we just did Magic Boost to increase the damage to the magic attacks. Arithmetic has so many different ways you can use it. You can use it to cast re-res on your whole party, so everybody has re-res. You could use it to res everybody on the field, so if you're just dying really bad, you got them in the background, they could just res everybody. You can use it for attacking, like I said, with Holy. You can attack with Flare, hit everything on the field, turn everybody into toads, turn everybody into stone, turn everybody into chickens. It's a lot. Actually, no, I don't think you can do the chicken thing. Toads, though, not chickens. That's Orator. It's broken. It's amazing. It's so broken that I had to have a backup, and we'll get to that character. Virgil is our Dragoon. I love Dragoon. I love Dragoon. It was kind of weak because jump scales off of speed, and the Dragoon, with it being heavy armor, is very slow. So it kind of sucks. But we pretty much did the same thing that we did with the Samurai. We have fundamentals to focus, Shiraidori, double hand to increase the damage, move 3. Put on your highest damage pole arm. This is actually not the highest damage pole arm in the game. I actually missed it because I'm an idiot. There's a quest that you do, and I end up missing the items, but whatever. Not necessary. It's like a win more item. It's not too necessary. But if you want, this is not the highest damaging pole arm in the game, sadly. For the helmet, I just went for whatever you have most HP, and we went the Chameleon Robe. So you see I'm using this Chameleon Robe. I think after I just talked about the last character, you should know why he has this on. I have a secondary team based just to go with Sukino, so that when he attacks the whole field with Holy, they all just heal instead of dying. So he has on the Chameleon Robe to be a part of that team. Also, if you did not know, I put on the Excalibur for Ramza because this also absorbs Holy. So Ramza is also immune to the Holy spam that would hit everybody on the field. He would just heal from it instead. So Sukino, as the Light Mage with the Arithmetic skill of Holy, when they target everything on the field, it will target my party, but my party would heal from it instead of just dying. So that way I can use that skill and not have any care in the world. I literally don't have to worry about healing. I can hit them with Holy and it will heal them that way and damage the enemies at the same time. Literally the ultimate attack and the ultimate heal at the same time. It's broken. But yeah, if you're wondering why he's rocking the Chameleon Robe, that's why. Obviously, again, I don't need to say why they had this on. Permanent haste, permanent invis, well, not permanent invis, but you start off with invis. Self-explanatory. Next, Vayne is our Black Mage. This one's kind of interesting. So again, Chameleon Robe, you know why. We're giving him this robe, Rod of Faith. So this gives him permanent faith, which boosts, his faith, and it also can be applied so he can attack other people and give them the faith stat as well. This just gives him speed and magic, permanent haste. It also helps that this item gives you +1 on magic as well, which is like an extra, add-on. He's rocking teleport. He's rocking magic boost. He's rocking mana shield because we're actually not casting spells with this Black Mage, which sounds crazy, but let me talk. We're running samurai skills. So this character is the actual magic samurai. You run Black Mage because they have the highest magic stat growth in the game, and then you run the actual samurai skills, so your samurai skills actually do damage. The samurai skills do not hit your allies, so you could use these skills and not have to worry about your allies getting hit at all. It's pretty good, and it does crazy damage. If you do get hit, you got mana shield. I thought about using mana front to recover MP, but it was not really sustainable, and it was hard for him to actually get in to do damage. But with teleport, you can literally teleport into a crowd of enemies and hit them with a samurai skill and just delete everybody there. He can also utilize the protect shell, the heals, so he can give out heals, the haste regen. He doesn't really need it because we have this item. I don't think anybody needs it, actually. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Kind of dangerous. So you might not want to run magic boost. You could run equip shield just to equip the shield. So if he does get attacked, you can protect him. Instead of running mana shield, you could run Shirai and then have equip shield with a shield that gives you like magic evade or something like that. Whatever you think you want to do. I just went balls to the wall damage. If I do get hit, it attacks my MP first. That's what I decided to do. But just giving you options on what you also could do. Next, Siski. This is our secondary arithmetic. Pretty much rocking the same thing that was on Tsukino. Staff that giving you the most magic attack. This, I think, is the more go-to build for most arithmetics because summoning is the only thing you can't do as an arithmetic. So with this, you're able to summon on top of using all the other spells on top of that. So if you feel like it, you can throw out a summon. If you don't, arithmetics, again, just use holy and nuke the field. Mana shield, so if you get hit your MP instead. I have Swift Spell. This is specifically for summon. Now you could use half MP, but I like my summons coming out faster versus it using less MP. Because once I have no MP, I'm just gonna, lean on arithmetic to deal with whatever else. But I have Mana Front, pretty much running the same build that I did on Tsukino and the White Mage. So you can move, recover your MP, Mana Shield protects you, you're good. Next, so that's pretty much majority of my team. These I did not use, but I made these are my errand runners, because in the game you get the ability to do errands. I didn't actually use these characters, but I just wanted to have a kind of a build to go with them. So hey, if you guys want to run these, you can. So this is an archer build for my friend Sion. Pretty much equipping the best bow. A lot of the bows you get, the elemental bows, are really good because they have a chance of proccing whatever element they're using as an attack as well. The ice bow doesn't, but the lightning bow does, the wind bow doesn't. So the lightning bow, as you see, may cast Thundera. Sadly, it's the only one that does that. That's kind of weird. But yeah, the lightning bow is really good because it can cast a lightning attack on top of the normal arrow being shot. We just went for speed with the cap. We went for physical attack and physical attack bracers to do more damage. Concentrate, we got move 2 because it's the highest you can get for female characters. Auto potion, just to not have to worry about going to Shirai. Art of War. So if you did not know, Rin skills can be used with ranged weapons, as long as they're physical attack range weapons, so gun and bow. So she can actually shoot a bow and break gear from range. So yeah, she could use Rin armor or Rin weapon, any of these skills with her bow from range. And that's the idea of a pretty cool archer build, in my opinion. We have Karamster. He is my super defensive beginner tank. I didn't really know what to do with him. I gave him Blood Sword so that he can heal when he attacks. He has the Flame Shield that absorbs fire. And it also halves ice. Well, he's weak to water, which is like, how many enemies use water in the game? There's not a lot. Helm to give him the most HP. We gave him the Mirror Mail so people wouldn't cast spells on him. The Cloak to give him that cloak evasion. We gave him Evasive Stance, which greatly increases physical and magical parry rate and evasion rate. We gave him parry, so he can parry with his weapon. So this makes him like extremely defensive. I gave him the flame shield. It was a theme thing, right? Because I just wanted him to have immunity to fire. There are better shields. You could give him this shield, which giving you 75% on physical parry and 50% on magic parry. I feel like magic parry is more important. The Aegis shield also gives 50% on magic, and it also raises your magic stat. So those are options that you can throw on if you want a more defensive knight. I feel like this is the thing that knights exceed at the most, is they are difficult to hit because they have shields. But add parry or add Shirahadori or add the evasive stance on top of that, with the ability of not having to worry about spells would reflect, or having a cloak that would help reflect spells, and having some sort of sustain to heal. I also went for Mystic Art because I wanted him to be kind of like what's the guy's name? Beowulf, where he could cast status effects on enemies. So he could like confuse them or turn them to stone or put them to sleep. Blindness, turn them into chickens, absorb MP, whatever, you know. He can put status effects on the enemies to kind of slow them down or stop them, or, you know, just take them out of commission. So this is the idea for this. And I feel like the Mystic Arts, because they're not actually using magic attack stats or magic attacks, it can be kind of useful for a character that doesn't actually use magic attack stats. And I think that's it. Nope, never mind. Last character. This one is actually special because of the bravery stat. So remember I said pretty much everybody, you want to get as much bravery as possible, keep them in the 90s, and there's pretty much no reason to have low bravery. This character is my low bravery character. I don't know at what point, but I would not drop it under 30. But you want to have a character that has low bravery. You want to have them on Chemist, and you want to have Treasure Hunt, so they can increase the probability of finding hidden items, because you need a character with the move and find ability. It's called Treasure Hunter now, but it used to be called Move Find. So you move to a spot and you can find an item on the floor. But Chemist has an innate ability of being able to, it doesn't say it here, but yeah, they have the innate ability of being able to find things. Oh, here it is. It says the probability of finding rare items is increased for Chemist. So you could put this on anybody, but this ability is increased more because he is a chemist. It is also increased more by the lower your bravery is. So you want to have low bravery, but not too low, because if your bravery gets too low, your character will get too scared to deal with the fights and will just run away from your party and leave your party forever. So yeah, don't have it too low. So because you're using this, you don't really have any movement skills to increase your movement. So you really need to have these boots that give you movement and jump. Because there will be some points where you need to be able to jump up to certain points to get the hidden items that are usually locked up or hidden high up in areas you can't normally find. So this character is literally just, I need you to run around the field and find hidden items. So we gave him the ninja gear, which raises his speed, but also starts him off invisible. So this character is not really the fighter. I just want him to run around and find all the hidden items on the map. There are websites to tell you where to find those hidden items. If you don't know, I guess I will also put that in the description of this video. And just high speed and run around invisible, find stuff. We gave him an elemental gun just a half, but we're not really using it. Gave him auto potion if he does get hit, evasive stance if he needs to use it. But if he's invisible and he never attacked, he's pretty much never gonna not be invisible. He's not gonna break out of the invisibility, so he should be good. But that's what this character is for. and that's pretty much it. Everybody else is guest characters. But yeah, this is my generic character builds for Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles version. If any of this helps you, if you didn't know anything, or if you have any questions about anything, just put in the comments below. Let me know. Give this video a like if you found any of this helpful. That being said, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.